Remember, guys, that you need to send the link of this video that is going to be recording as of now. They're going to give you 15 points. Remember that this activity has 125 points. For that reason, take the link of this video and send into the platform, put into the platform. On the other hand, remember those 4 items. Those 4 items are going to be graded with 110 points. Yeah, 110 points. Well, ladies first. Ladies first. So I want Gloria to share with us the topic that is related to lack of motivation in the learning of English in high school students. Okay, Gloria.
Okay, this is my okay. Mm, mm, okay, did you see the presentation?
Yeah.
Did you see? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm a little nervous. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to present myself again. And my name is Leonor Jimenez Caraguado, and my speech is about the lack of motivation in learning English in high school students. Well, I want to share my experience that I have. I had with students between the age of 16 years old, maybe 15, or and they are very, very different. The learning process, I want to share the learning process they go through because I watch, have noticed a certain apathy towards learning English, lack of motivation towards the language, and even some of them express some hate and a predisposition to say that English is very difficult. Okay, most of the students have problems with writing, listening, and speaking. They do not understand basic verb tense and cannot write short sentence. And they copy and memorize the activities they are given in class. So they don't put attention in the class and they don't internationalize the activities. They only do it to pass the subject and there is no progress. Some progress is only seen in students who study English in other settings, private schools or institutes. And sometimes they get bored because they feel that they are not making progress in school. And because sometimes they feel that the activities are boring and slow, and sometimes they think that the teacher is not good enough, and that the knowledge of the language is very loud. Okay, well, this make me the situations made me very interested in the subject, and I began to ask them what's the reason where they give for this, and if perhaps the teaching methods also had a great influence of the situation. Because when we know the motivation is a very important, and the teacher has to make strategies to allow the students develop communicative skills. And this is very difficult because sometimes the subjects, the students, are very difficult to please because they don't want to learn. They just want to pass the note and no more. Okay? And when we talk about motivation factors, there are four: the social and cultural environment, the individual difference of the learner, the environment or context which learning takes place, and the linguistic outcomes. And when I make a comparison with these factors and the student situations, I realize that much is missing because the students are not separate according to their individual needs, the environment or context in which they carry their process, and also the lack of motivation and integration in learning in the activities. So basically, sometimes teacher doesn't don't know the population of the students they are. And sometimes it's difficult because the teacher is alone with the class students. They don't have any external helps. Okay, the situations impacts a lot and allow performance in the state test. So it is important to create more activities learning process. And this involved the students generating them changes in mentality and a better attitude so that they can see the benefits for their future life. This is why it's so important to motivate teachers and involving the process of change. Because despite the limitations that they may encounter, designs and implement activities, it's important to interest the students in such a way that their performance improves. And well, others aspects that uh, affect the lack of motivation of the teachers is that they have a very high workload, few hours a week with the students, and technological limitation in the classrooms, which also have a negative impact on the students. When I was talking with a teacher, they said that they have 1 or 2 hours in the week for English, and that this time is not enough. And sometimes it's important to mention that the educational ministry, the Ministerio de Educación, has a bilingual plan, and this bilingual plan has a higher requirements in the grades. Well, they pretend that the students taught speaking, listening, and writing and grammar are very high when they finish the high school, and this is very, very difficult. And this is not only responsibility on the English teacher, because in the schools, public schools, they think that everything about English is it's teachers, English teacher responsibility, and it's not. It's not that. Not true. And it's a responsibility of the entire educational community. And why? That's the reason why it's mandatory that the educational community as a whole is committed to the improvement of the students' levels. Because a single teacher cannot change the paradigms of the students. And we need to do it now because high school students are losing opportunity to get new information and a better life. Because maybe the students can learn a lot, but they can get the motivation to study to study and learn this language. Thank you very much.
Okay, Gloria.
Okay, I finished.
Um,
I'm going to cancel. Okay, I finished. This is very difficult topic.
yeah, guys, I want to ask Gloria a question.
Okay.
John,
Hello, teacher.
yeah, could you please ask Gloria a question?
Gloria.
Mm-hmm.
Um, after 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 having said these situations, I would like to know how you feel teaching English.
Sorry. How what?
How you feel teaching English.
Well, I think that we need to design a lot of material, special physical material, because uh, sometimes we don't have any facilities in the classrooms, and sometimes we need to use the technology that we have. And I realized that high school student has a good cell phones and internet connections, and sometimes I try to use this for the activities in the high school, and emotion, and I try to get the better attitude, because sometimes we have a lot of extracurricular situations, especially consumes of substance consume, but I going to prepare my activities better for this.
Okay.
Mhm.
Guys, I would like to ask Gloria a question.
Earlier you said something about writing, and that was the skill that students have difficulty with. What would you like to do to encourage students to write?
Well, I like to watch video about movies, because I realized that they like this movie, and I like to tell them that write a little resume about the movie, and we start with short text, and they're growing to text more, text larger, and it's a good activity, because they are get used to just to watch the, the board and write everything that isn't writing in the board. And sometimes the teacher just use a guidebook, and they don't do another activities. So this activity about to watch movie and write resumes are very important for them, and they are to start improve in the topic, in the writing skills.
Gloria, I have a question for you. Well,
Yes.
maybe two questions. The first
Okay.
question is, what grades are you addressing your class, your English classes? Are you, how many courses do you have?
The last one, um,
Okay, 11th grade.
11th grade and 10th grade,
Oh,
10 and 11th grade.
how has been your experience in terms of class management?
Hmm. It's difficult because they are not good behavior. They don't have good behavior, and they disperse a lot, especially with the cell phones. I have a lot of problem with the cell phones. For this reason, I start to use the cell phone for the activities because the cell phone is a very they sorry, they don't get concentrated with the uses of cell phone, especially YouTube and video games. And it's very difficult, but we have to try because sometimes try to teach is very tiresome, but it's a obligation for that.
How do you consider yourself when it comes to teaching? I mean, are you, I'm gonna write this word. Are you lenient? Lenient, do you know what it means?
No.
Permisivo.
Well, I think that sometimes I am lenient and sometimes I have strong or have authoritative.
Uh, yeah, no sé ni, se me olvidó cómo pronunciarla, pero sí, sé qué quieres decir. Autoritativo.
Authoritarian.
Authoritative.
Yes, because
Yeah,
sometimes
that's I'm sorry.
because we can use just a way to just in a way because they are different. And sometimes be lenient works and tongue-tied works. So it depends on the situation of and the behavior of the students.
Tell me a bad experience you've had with a student.
Okay. First one, I have a fight. Two students fight in the class, and I can start on time because I have to break the fight.
Excuse me.
And
They were
they're
fighting.
fighting with a physical fighting,
Oh, okay.
and students hit other, and I can
Okay.
start with the class because I have to break the fight and I have to talk with the coordinator
Mm-hmm.
and the principal, and I have 1 hour in class, and I couldn't do anything that day. This is one. All the other two students has electronic cigarette, and they are smoking in the class. So I have to talk with them, and I have to take it the cigarette electronic codes, and start I could start the class. And the other was I don't remember. I have a problem with it with the students because I have to call someone up because she are very aggressive with me.
Yeah.
Yes, but just it's just normal because our students don't have a good families and family roots, and they don't respect the authority,
Yeah,
so it's very, very difficult.
very good, very good. Um, while you were explaining this situation to us, I was thinking about some vocabulary that you can have in mind when it comes to this situation. For
Mm,
example, when somebody is talking you back, talk back to somebody es contestarte mal, ¿sí? En este caso,
Toca.
el estudiante, ¿sí? Eh,
This is very
I'm
normal.
gonna, I'm gonna share with you my screen so we can use the word reference. Ser insolente, bueno, contestar mal, sí, responder mal. Don't talk back to your parents. Yeah,
Mm, I saw this word in a TikTok because the mom slap
hmm
the son because he's talking back to her.
hmm Very good. So I suppose that you was it a girl or a guy? I don't know.
A girl,
So I suppose
because
that you call her up on it. You
yes, I
call
call her.
her up on it. Ese sería el famoso llamarle a alguien la atención por algo mal que está haciendo, ¿sí? En-
Mm-hmm.
este es el verbo preposicional. To call somebody up on something.
To call somebody.
To call you call her up
Call
on
her up.
something that she did. So she was talking back to you. I suppose that you sent this girl to the coordinator.
Yes, because at this moment, girls are very, very aggressive, more than guys. Guys are
Mm,
more
mhm.
respectful. And this
Very
one.
good. Uh, Gloria, thanks for your participation. Awesome.
Mhm.
Let's
You want to
continue with
next studio time.
my pleasure. Let's continue with Jaisa. So the topic that you have for us is obstacles to teaching English in the Choco territory. Very good. Interesting topic.
I hope so. Okay. I'm cold. This is very
Jaisa, could you could you be close to the mic because I I can barely hear you. Apenas te escucho.
okay. Wait. Oh, come on. My computer is so slow. Give me just one second. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Let me. What about now? I'll start to yell.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Let me put
Right on the
this.
money.
Okay. Uh, now I don't know what I'm doing. Okay,
Mira,
so
John, este modismo, right on the money, está en el punto. Está justo en el punto para cualquier situación. No sé, preparas
Uy,
una comida y ya te quedó justo en el punto, right on the money. Right on the money. Independientemente del contexto, ese funciona. Right on the
donde
money.
sea.
Sí.
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jais Andrea Renteria Mosquera. I'm 23 years old. I live in Quibdó, and today I'm going to talk about obstacles to teaching English in the Choco territory. After my presentation, I will provide a general view of the territory. Then I'm gonna talk about the main reasons that I found about the problem. After that, I'm gonna ask you two TOEFL questions about what I said. And finally, you'll have the opportunity to ask me some questions about the topic. But firstly, let me start. So it is a topic I've been thinking about for the past few years, but firstly, let me provide this overview of the territory. Is a large territory full of jungles, forests, minerals, rivers, and a great variety of animals. Likewise, it is connected to, it is located in the Colombian Pacific zone and connects directly to Central America through Panama. Now, let's focus on the reasons that I consider to have caused this problem to increase in the last few years. Culture, corruptions, and perhaps most importantly, war. About culture, the largest populations belong to African people, and in my personal opinion, because of our African ancestry, many of us have the misconceptions that parties, dancing, all these things related to festivities are what matter, leaving aside the factors related to the cognitive development of human beings. This brings me to the second point, corruption. In our eagerness to get things done quickly, we choose candidates who offer a lot and give us little, who concentrates on getting money for themselves, their family, their yes, and for themselves, and they forget about people, which is a shabby situation in Colombia. These reasons are not as alarming as war. The war is spreading throughout the territory, affecting the rural areas. The different criminal groups fight each other for territory, impacting the development, the security, and the education of all the inhabitants. As I said before, Choco has a vast jungle perfect for hiding and a direct connection to Central America, making it ideal for drug trafficking. Furthermore, that is not the only way in which war affects the territory. The fact that poverty, scarcity of educational and health resources, and undeveloped drive young people to